Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is grade 12 work energy theorem, right? Or okay, work and energy, right? As you know that we have given question 7. A gymnast jumps vertical up from a trampoline as illustrated below. We have given, here it is, initial velocity. Here it jumps from the height, initial height, as you can see, it's 1.3, then jumps until there, as you can see there, the final height there. So it's what we have. As you see the question, the gymnast leaves the tripod at the height of 0.13 and reaches a maximum height of 5 meters. As you can see there, we have 5 meters, right? Ignore the effects of friction. There is no friction, right? So 7.1 says write down the work energy theorem, right? So write down the work energy theorem. Our work energy theorem of we know that work energy theorem states that the work done on an object is equal to the change in the object's kinetic. Hopefully you know that. Let me display it here on the screen. The work done on an object is equal to the change. This cancel this. I made a mistake. 2 changes there. Put 2 days. Rub that one. The work done on an object. The work done on an object is equal to the change in the object's kinetic energy, right? That is a work energy theorem, right? It's fine. So 7.2, that is what is important. Use energy principle to calculate initial velocity which the gymnast leaves the tripod. Use energy principle. We are using energy principle. Do not use, you see, they did not say use projectile motion formulas or kinematic formulas, and do not use, if you use them you will be wrong. Here they just said use energy principle. You're supposed to use it. Then I'll say we have 7.2. Can use this formula Wnc. We know that because we have height, we don't have angle. Do not use, you can use W net, but since I don't have angle, I will prefer to use Wnc, whereby I know that change in potential energy plus change in EK. Let me just follow that formula as it is. Of yours, it's EP, right? Plus change in EK, right? Which is potential energy, kinetic energy. This is the Wnc. So that formula fall under work energy principle. Says fine, we know our initial height is that and final height is that. So let us expand this formula. Wnc stands for non-consecutive force. Wnc is for non-consecutive force. Force like non-consecutive force are force like equal to force like frictions. If you have friction, applied force, tension force, those are non-consecutive force. Then gravity, it's a consecutive force. So only these three, as you can see there, these are non-consecutive force. So we don't have tension, we don't have friction, because they said we should ignore the resistance, ignore the effects of friction. So here we'll simply have our nice 0 here, but we know EP it's 1/2 mgh final, right? Because the change means final minus initial. It's always like that. So they will have final minus, or is potential energy, sorry, not 1 over 2, sorry about that, it's not 1 over 2, it's mgh final minus mgh initial plus, then we come to kinetic energy, which is 1 over 2 mv squared final minus 1 over 2 mv squared initial, right? This is what we have. Then as you can see, this is a 1 person, simply just a gymnast. Is a 1 person, we have one object, the mass is the same, as you can see there. If since the mass is the same, I can factor out the gravity is still the same. I can factor out mg there, then I'll left with hf minus h initial, this plus, then here it's what we have. But finally, you must know that as this gymnast jump upwards and reaches at the top, there at the maximum there, the kinetic EK there at the top will be equal to 0. Right there at the top will be equal to what? To 0. So pretty simple. That means if it's equal to 0, because remember, y will be equal to 0 is because there at the maximum here at the top, the velocity there will be 0. So if we substitute 0 here at this formula, imagine that I substitute 0. 0 will cancel all of this thing. So we'll left with a negative 1 over 2, because if I put 0, that will be simply equals to 0. Okay, let me just write it so that you see step by step. Okay, 1 over 2 m, 1 over 2 m. Let me factor this is the same. 1 over 2 is the same. I'll have vf squared minus v initial squared, like this. So we have 0. This is what we have. Right, so let us substitute there. What we don't know the mass, you are not given the mass. Gravity is 9,8, and the final height is 5, as we are given here. The final height, it is 5. The initial one, they said the initial height, as you can see, is 1.3. Here it says reaches the maximum height of 5, which is the final. This is the initial it's 1.3. then will be 1.3 minus 1.3, then plus 1 over 2, we don't know the mass. Final velocity, it's at the maximum, which will be equal to 0 squared minus initial is the one that we are looking for, we don't know that. So then we have here 0, then you multiply 9, multiply this. If I multiply this, I will have m, I will simply just have that 2 will be 36,26 m, then plus 1 over 2 m, this is 0, right? So since it is minus, will be m minus, let me just, because it is 0, 0 squared 0 is 0, 0 minus, this will be simply just squared 0. When you square the square, it will simply just 0 minus vi squared. It's what we'll have. We don't know that, isn't it? So let me take this to the other side. Let me transpose 36 there. We'll have 36,26 m is equal to, this is the same as 1 over 2 m into minus initial velocity squared. So this is 36,26 m, which is the mass. There we have, when you multiply this, will be 1 over 2, it will be negative because we have a negative here, will be negative 1 over 2. Also this is positive, when you take to that side, it will be negative, negative, right? So m, which is the mass, mv squared. So You know the law of maths, we have equal sign. What is the same will cancel what is the same. Mass and mass will fade away. Negative and negative will fade away. We'll simply left with 36,26 is equal to 1 over 2 vi squared. Then you know the math. I want to make I the subject. I'll multiply by 2 over 1. Both sides multiply by 2 over 1, even this side. So there, when I multiply 2 multiplied by 36,26, that will be 72,52. Then this and this will cancel. I'll have, then I take the square root both sides. This is what will be 8,52, which is vi. Then let me write it like this. Therefore vi will be 8,52 meters per second, which is initial velocity. So this is what it is. This is our v initial. Thank you guys for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that notification button so that it will notify whenever I post a new video.